Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Wired Nerdy Podcast. This is season number 3, episode number 18. I looked down to make sure I got it right, Doug.
Yeah.
My name is Keith. This is Doug. And after a hiatus, we are back. And we're back big with some really cool stuff. I don't know if you want to compare it to like a pickup video. We're not collectors per se, but we've been dabbling in some cool stuff in our time away. And we're going to skip the nerd news and we're going to share with you what we've been up to. But before we get into that, Doug, how is your week going? What have you been up to? You and I took a break. I had graduations that I was dealing with a family and just busy work. What about you? What have you been up to?
Yeah, working. We're out of session. Everybody knows I'm in the legislature. We're kind of taking a break, but we've got a special session coming up. That's a totally different show. Otherwise, been good. I have been having some leg issues. I'm going to go on a quick side road here. This is not a commercial. This is not an advertisement, but the people over at Missouri Vein Care do an amazing job. I've got some veins that are giving me restless leg, blah, blah, blah. I just want to give them a shout out. They said they're going to start listening, so I want to make sure to tell them they're doing a great job. I feel a lot better. But with that being said, I've got a lot more energy now. I think that was kind of sucking my soul dry of energy. So I've got a lot more energy. Summer's coming up. We got some big stuff. I kind of went on the side road there, but
no, hey. I'm glad you're good. I'm glad you're getting things safe.
So I've been dealing with some things, but I'm feeling a lot better.
That's awesome. I'm glad they took care of you, man. That's awesome. I hope for a speedy recovery for you. And it's the perfect timing. I mean, Doug and I've got like big plans for the summer. It was really, I would dare say, we knew it was going to be hard to even podcast in the month of May because I knew I had a insane schedule.
Ton of stuff,
yeah, personally and professionally, and then Doug as well because he's in his like busy season within his working career. But now the waters are hopefully calming. We've got some plans. I mean, we finally, and we're going to try to get some photos for everybody and we'll share it. We're finally scheduled a D&D one shot with the D&D table, getting our crew together in person. We're not going to do virtual, but we're going to get our crew together and it's just a pilot run. But it's exciting because as a DM, newbie DM, I'm not as versed as Doug. Doug's got like 50 games going all at once. He's Mr. D&D now. I don't know if y'all know this.
I'm loving it. It's great.
So he's really getting it. He's probably going to correct me on some things. I'm pretty sure.
No.
But either way, what we're really excited about is we've finally got on the schedule. We're getting our boys together in a couple weeks, and we're going to put the D&D table to use. We showcased it on the podcast. I haven't cracked it open since probably the podcast. I am so ready. I've been prepping. I've got this awesome story, which is really cool because I was thinking like after we're done with Doug and I we'll give you our impressions of using the table and doing the one shot. And then we'll talk about like what the one shot was because it is going to be unique. I told Doug today, I was like, oh my gosh, I thought of this amazing thing I'm going to do. I hope it doesn't total party kill them. So level 1's going against something that I'm throwing at them. It's going to be sweet, Dougie.
You know, I have been playing a lot. So I've been playing second edition, which is totally different. A lot of different dice rolls and stuff.
Older, right?
A lot older.
It's a lot older.
It came 80s, you know?
Wow, you're playing it because
I can't remember. But
5th edition, what is it, 2014?
2014 is 5e. They have a new 2024. I don't really like it.
Tons of people don't like it.
Yeah.
Like they
for various
some rules,
reasons,
lots of reasons. Some it's political, but others they just say that it got weird with like the way they modified combat handling.
Well, and they're giving you too much of an edge. So if you look on D&D Beyond, if you look at the 2024 rules, it's giving you more spell. Like what am I slots? Sorry, I don't know why I can't say that.
No, you're
spell
good.
Slots and HP, and it's making you. Like
OP
putting it
almost?
on easy mode, I guess.
Well, so what I read about that, I think they had good intentions in that they wanted spell casting to be easier and a little bit more powerful because they felt like it was underserved. I almost think they maybe have overcorrected. Here's what I will say, because I've been diving in, like reading the manuals and stuff, and I even put them side by side. And by the way, everybody, there is a purpose to this conversation that we're about to lead into. So we're not crazy.
Yeah.
Our mothers had us test it. Sheldon. Anyway, I've read the 5e rules circa 2014 in prepping, right? And then I side by side read the 2024 rules.
Yeah.
Here's the credit I will give it. The 2024 rule books it reads so much easier than 2014.
Yeah.
So it uses more like plain language. Like it doesn't assume that you know things, and it's better written. And that if you're a newbie, reading the 24 is great because it at least explains the game in a better plain language. Here's my recommendation. I recommend playing in 5e because it does seem more structured. It seems better.
Yeah.
It seems more tried and true. However, if you're just learning, read at least read the player's manual, or if you're a DM, read the DM manual of 2024. Read the manuals and then go back and read 5e. And what it does is it fills in. Now, what you have to do is it will tell you, okay, this is what's different. You'll notice the difference between them. But fundamentally, the bones are the same. But I think 24 is an easier read.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to learn the game, it's better to understand. So I'll give it credit that it's very well written. Now, there's a reason why we're talking about this. And it's not just that we are going to be testing out the D&D table that we showcased. If you haven't seen the episode, go back, check it out. My brother built this for me. I commissioned him for it shortly after that. And by the way, I blame Ron Dan User for all of this. Okay. If you go to episode number 1 of this season,
Yeah.
we went to Ron Con, which is a tabletop gaming convention with our friend Ron Dan User and his wife Jamie. They've been on the podcast last year. There's an interview. It's a great interview. Check them out. But they're so artistic and creative. When Doug and I sat down at that table, part of it was not only to suck us back into like playing D&D, but Ron had all these hand painted beautiful pieces of artwork. He had a whole castle that he just set in front of me. And
Yeah.
Doug. He had pumpkin patches that he had made with what were they? Peppercorns.
Peppercorns, yeah.
Peppercorns. He had
And then
haystacks.
Yep, the
Wagons,
haystacks blew my mind, yeah.
and then characters. It was so immersive. Now, I knew I wanted to play like this, but not like this, because if you know me, I love pushing the edge of technology because of my field, but I also got a little bit of old school in me. So what I set out to do was I told Doug, I want to get into D&D, but I want to do it my way. I want to have a modern experience combined with the old school.
Yeah.
But I knew I didn't quite have I didn't have the time or talent to paint the minis. So I commissioned an artist. Doug, what was that? 2 months ago? It was almost right after
It's been a
RonCon.
long time, yeah. Mhm.
And so I had purchased some miniatures, and if you don't know, these little miniatures, they come in a package. They're gray, they're just plastic, and they're very tough to paint. And I found an artist through Valhalla's Gate. Now, this person's name is Cass Watkins. I'm going to put their contact information for Instagram. That's how I got a hold of them. Right up here, I'm going to give them a shout out. They did impeccable work. What I want to showcase for our main topic today, and then we'll pivot to what Doug's got. He's got a big bomb to drop. Mine is just a little bit ago. I met the artist. We're talking quite a few months went by, but you have to remember, I gave them like 13 or 15 of these things, and so I just got back from picking them, and they look incredible. So I want to showcase them. And Doug, I'm going to go ahead and get that screen share up here.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the final version of this. Yeah.
While I do that, will you explain with your games, what are you playing with? Do you play with figures? Are you playing virtually? Give us a walkthrough of what you're doing right now in your current games through like your friends at work and that sort of thing while I get this stood
Yeah.
up.
So I started at work, and that's the 5e edition. And I am playing with physical dice. I'm playing with physical pieces. The DM has been very, very good. He's kind of been absent a little bit. That's a shout out to him. I hope he gets done with all his busy season and comes back. But yeah, physical little guys. I had a buddy shout out to Barnes. You know who you are. He was it Barnes? Yeah, he 3D printed me my first Paladin, and then I went and purchased some with you.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that was
But
kind of our big thing, right? Was like, how do we want to play with
yeah,
Ron inspired us, right? So you're doing physical. You also have a virtual game going, right?
I do. I am playing 2E. That's that second edition on Foundry Virtual Tabletop.
Mm.
So the DM has done a lot of back work to program my character, my stats, all my stuff into that. And it's been very good. I was worried about 2E and all the different dice rolls because I'm very accustomed to 5E. Plus, I use the D&D Beyond app to do
I
most
do
of my
too.
figuring.
It's a great app.
But the Foundry app takes care of everything. It rolls initiative for you. It rolls your attack, has all your stuff. So I'm very glad to see an older edition with the
Mhm.
mix of new technology.
That's really cool. So what I'm showcasing here now is I'm going to just click through these to show you guys. I literally took these pictures a few minutes ago. These, when I got them, were disassembled. They weren't on their base. And then they were just stock gray, almost like as if you would have gotten them off of a 3D printer. And I ordered these on Etsy in a nice lot. And I did it because it was a pretty decent price, but I wanted a large variety of. If I'm going to DM, people don't always have minifigs. I want them to choose one of these, and I wanted a variety. I wanted spell people, I wanted rangers with bow and arrows, and I wanted people with swords and that sort of, and of different classes. So it's a wide variety. So on this guy here, you can see like it's really cool. It's got like zombie hands, undead at the base
It
there.
looks amazing.
It's almost like a necro battle mage.
Yeah.
And I did a front and back on each one of these. Look at the cloak work on that, man. I mean,
The detail is amazing. It kind of fades from a black into a
yeah,
reddish
it's
pink there.
it's beautiful. And I had asked the artist, I was like, how'd you get into this? And they said they started during COVID, like many people, and they like doing it. So huge shout out to Cass Watkins. You can commission Cass, by the way. Just reach out to them via Instagram, and they have awesome interactions
Very
and
good.
very positive. And it's great. So here's a ranger. I know you love yourself some bow and arrow
I
dudes.
do. Yep. And I am actually playing as a ranger with an awesome bow and arrow.
There you go. See that cloak in the back? You got
That
your
is
quiver.
very good.
Look at that dwarf. Now, I did not
Such
tell
a
the
great job.
artist. I didn't tell the artist anything about color. They asked, they're like, "What colors do you want?" And I was like, "You know what? You go hold hard. You're the artist. I trust you." That anvil, they did like metal on that anvil,
Oh yeah.
metallic. It's
It
it's
looks great.
beautiful. This is one of my favorite ones. The magic ones are really awesome. And if you look on the back of this cloak, look at that. I mean, it's just
It's so
incredible.
detailed. I mean, the little border
Books.
of his
Oh yeah,
cloak.
yeah. Look at that. So good. The magic ones are so good on this, and it's amazing as I click through these. I mean, just anything that you could possibly imagine. And it got a good variety of, soldiers
Mhm. Yeah.
combined with, the magic people. And each one of these, by the way, if you see the front, the back of it is, the next picture. So I just took a front and back.
Very
I
good.
didn't have time to do like a video for like a 360. What gets me is look at the grass work on that at the base. Oh, with the rock. So I am excited. We're gonna essentially play with these figures, and I am gonna varnish them. So, if for those that don't know, there's a sealant that after you paint them, you can varnish them. So that I plan for us to be touching them because what we're gonna do is these figures will go on the D&D table and they will move around almost like Monopoly
Oh,
pieces.
no, I like that one. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
What's awesome about this one was they said they were trying to go for as if it was enchanted. And that's why it's got this glow about it, is that it's like an enchanted, death mage,
It looks
battle mage.
amazing.
And so, but we'll be moving these around on the board. And if I varnish them, because if your oils in your skin the paint could come off, and I don't
Nice.
want that. So this tomorrow, I hope I'm going to get these varnished
Yeah, I
and
always
set up
wondered
for our game.
how they're protected because
Yep.
Dan users, I'm sure, of you had a lot of use, but
I'm
they look
sure.
like they're in immaculate shape.
Well, and all of this has inspired me. I do not think I'll get to this level, but Doug knows I am inspired. I bought some more and I'm going to take a run. This is my favorite, by the way. I'm going to take a run at painting some myself, but I'm going to use a different method. What the artist here used was straight up traditional acrylic paint. And I'm serious, you have to be an artist. It means all the blending that you see that they did here, it's all done by hand, like with the staff. For me, I'm going to do more of a beginner's method called slap chop. If if it sucks, I'm not going to talk about it on the podcast. I'll just tell you all that I suck,
Yeah.
and I'm going to throw them in the trash. If they're okay, I may showcase them, and then we'll go from there. This one here's my favorite because it reminds me of like Gandalf, or like Tom Bombadil in Lord of the Rings because of all the animals. But if you look on the back here,
I'm
look at
just
that thing.
amazed with the detail. I mean,
Look at the
look how
satchel.
fine that is.
Yeah, it's it's incredible. Look at that fine detail in the
Oh,
birds.
yeah.
I mean, so that's the end of it. I would dare say I think this one I ended on my favorite one.
Yeah.
So my plug is this: if you want to get into this, if you're into D&D minis, and if you want to commission an artist that knows what they're doing, then I highly recommend Cass Watkins. I'll put their handle for Instagram up, and if you can reach out to them that way, and they're available for commission, and I highly recommend them. And so the whole thing where we started at the beginning of this year has really inspired me. So we'll see how my journey goes for the painting. What I told my wife the other day, Doug, is that um, what I can't figure out is it that I love watching YouTube videos of people painting them more than what I will like doing it myself because it seems
Probably. Yeah.
so meditative. It reminds me like Forged in Fire. I love
Yeah.
watching those people make knives,
Oh, yeah.
but I don't know if I would want to do it myself. If it would, I think it would be more stressful if I was doing it myself. See, I don't know if I've romanticized it, but I'm going to give it a go
Yeah.
because I'm jazzed by it. I'm really excited.
Well, I'm excited to see how you do because I actually have two, and it took me too long to get them. Two unpainted minifigs that I got at Valhalla's Gate, and
Oh,
I would love for you to try them,
I would
even
love to
if
try.
it's a test option. It'll be great.
Yeah. Well, that would be our friend Joe, who's going to. He's also talked about that. I know our friend Matt. So it would be awesome if I could even halfway, even somewhat get it look okay. It would be awesome just for me to try
Yeah,
that, if you wouldn't mind. So we'll see. I will let you know how it goes because I've got like 4 that I bought myself that are testers, and we're gonna see how it goes. I'll keep you in the loop, Doug. But it's
sweet.
good. So
I'm excited.
that's what's new with me. I'm excited about this new journey. But the thing is, wrapping it up.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted us to play with the D&D table that my brother made, but I knew I wanted some figures that were painted like Ron Dandy's. I wanted some professionally painted ones that we could all at least use when we're gaming. I knew I wanted that, right? And then secondary to that, me deciding, you know what, I want to try to paint. It's more of just I've never tried it before, so I'm gonna give it a shot. Um, and it may fall off the wheels because I'll tell you what, I don't know if you've ever like thought you were gonna love something and you tried it. Like I used to play guitar and I loved it. And I wasn't ever great at it, but I really loved it and I wasn't bad. I got it in my head one year. I was going to learn the banjo. So I
Yeah.
bought a banjo on Amazon and I was like, dude, I play guitar. I'll play banjo. Oh my God, Doug. I hated it. I loathed it.
They
It was,
don't
dude.
intertwine.
Oh, it was totally different. I was a fool.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just that it wasn't enjoyable. I loathed it. It's like
Oh,
I hated my time doing it. So I'm a
yeah.
little afraid that when I sit down to paint these minis, that's what's going to happen again. So I'm a little gun shy on taking on something new. But you know what? I'm going to be brave. I'm going to try something new. Flex that
Exciting. Very
creativity. We'll
exciting.
see what happens. So that's what's new with me. That's why we did all the D&D talk here at Wired Nerdy. We don't just do video games. We don't just do comic books. We don't just do movies. We do all things nerdy,
Oh,
including
absolutely. Yeah.
RPGs. Now, we're
Yeah.
going to shift gears a little bit. We're going to shift out of the old school tabletop RPG talk, and we're going to get into the modern age. Now, if you are a listener of the podcast, you know our friend Doug here had a little bit of a dilemma not too long ago. Doug, I'm going to let you set this up. You used to own a Steam Deck, didn't you, my friend?
I did. I sold my Steam Deck to my sister. I'll say that right out. I sold it to her. She has college. She has kids. She lives a very busy life, so gaming for her needs to be on the go. And
Gaming
I
on the go.
felt giving her a Steam Deck at such a great price. Hopefully, don't hurt me, sister. But
Yeah.
giving her a Steam Deck, she's playing amazing games. She's actually playing her way through Baldur's Gate 3, which I so want to hear what kind of character she did and how her playthrough was. I
Can
have
I
not
pause you?
gotten that game yet.
Can I pause you on that one? So
Absolutely,
you
yeah.
haven't gotten that game yet. I have it on PlayStation 5. I love it. But now that you mentioned, I really want to pick it up. Now, granted, I have my PS5 Portal, but I want to play it on the go. So do
Yeah,
me a favor, ask your sister, how does it run
yeah,
on the Steam Deck?
absolutely.
Because I've heard it runs amazing, but I would love her impressions of if she's had any issues with it. If you don't mind asking,
Oh,
that would be
absolutely.
great.
I'll do that. So that was my start into the handheld gaming, past the Game Boy, all that stuff. So then I'm on the hunt for a new one. It's a couple months. My sister has the Steam Deck. I said, oh, why did I get rid of it? But I made some money. So I'm looking. I've already talked and about the got to remember the name, the Legion Go S,
Oh,
Steam OS. Sorry, it's a mouthful. So
yep,
I have talked about that on the show
a lot.
before, the tariffs and not getting political and blah, blah, blah. But it was at a price point that's just too high for me. So I
Yeah.
thought, why don't I go better than the Steam Deck, but less than the Legion Go S because it's the brand new latest thing. So then I set my sights on, there was an MSI one and then
Claw, the MSI Claw.
thank you.
Yep.
Yep. And
Yep.
then there was the Steam Deck OLED because I had the LCD. It had a
Yep.
little beefed up graphics. graphics.
Yeah.
And then you turned me on to a Sam's Club ad
Mhm.
for a Asus, or if I'm saying that right,
Yeah, you got it.
ROG Ally.
Mhm.
And then there's a ROG Ally X, which is a newer model, but the ROG Ally was right in my price range. So push came to shove, if that's right, and I purchased a ROG Ally. So I know your brother's been waiting. I know he probably is guessing that's what I got, but this is the first picture here. It comes in this beautiful box, kind of a rainbow glistening pattern there.
It's got a
Uh,
hologram on it.
yeah,
Look at that.
and that is exactly what it looks like to a certain extent.
Mhm.
And here's we'll just do this live. I have this
Oh,
nice right
yeah,
here.
right. There it is.
Boom. So a little dirty. It's touchscreen, but
Yeah.
very nice. Hopefully, I don't drop it. It's got some
The
back bumpers: L1, R1,
yeah.
L2, R2.
And the
And then
screen
we'll
the
talk
screen
about this port in a minute. This is an
it
XGM
oh,
PCI port, and we'll talk
cool.
about that in a minute.
Now, real quick, the screen is bigger than the Steam Deck, if
It
I remember
is.
correctly. Yeah, right? Look at
I
that.
don't know the exact specs, but
Yeah.
it's very
It's a
nice.
little bigger.
Yeah.
This is a smidge bigger. Okay. You let me know when you want me to advance the
Okay.
photos as you walk us
So
through this.
this is getting it in. We can keep going a little bit. I
Keep
also
case.
thought I had a really nice case with my Steam Deck. I don't want to mess this up, so I got that. Really, really nice case. And that is here as well, so I'll kind of show that.
Look at that.
It's kind of flapped inside out.
Yeah.
Spot for your, so you can see I haven't done this live. For
Oh,
your
wow. That looks
charger
great.
and the thing, then that protects it, and then it lays over. And
I
then
love
it
it.
straps in there real nice and tight. And
Nice.
then it's really
Oh, hard
hard.
shell.
It's like a
Yeah.
hard case. And then it says
That'd be great if you fly,
Republic of
man.
Gamer on there.
Yeah,
You
Republic of
see,
Gamers.
I haven't done this on video. There we go.
That's gonna be great if you fly with that
Yeah. Mhm.
hard shell. Yep.
So there's the unboxing, as you will. We'll keep unboxing it as you go through the photos here. Might be some duplicates. Here it is, straight out of the thing. There's still some package on it, or packaging on it.
Mhm.
You can keep going if you want. There. I try to take step at a time photos. A nice 65-watt
Oh, it's
charger,
a
and
big
we will
watt
get
charger, yeah.
into that. I have my thoughts.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna get your impressions here in a
Okay.
bit. Ooh,
Uh,
you went with screen protector.
Yeah, and then I wanted to share a picture because this thing, I see a trend now of screen protectors, whether it's a phone or a tablet or a gaming system, are doing these molds, maybe not the right word, jigs. It's a jig
Jigs, yeah.
to set it right onto your screen
Yep.
and keep going there for me.
I personally like those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is me unboxing the bag. It's kind of out of order here. Republic of Gamers, I got that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's probably out of order. Sorry about that. Oh,
No,
there's the
no,
inside of the
I
case. Look at
took it
that.
out of order, I think. Yeah.
No, look at that.
Yeah.
Inside of that. Yeah, that's nice. I can see it a little better
hmm
than when you hung
And
it
I
up.
think those little side pieces, I
That's
think the
cool.
Ally X is a little bit bigger because
Mhm.
those appear to be Velcro removable, but I'm
Oh,
just leaving them
okay.
in there.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Get you more protection. Look at the
All the
back.
plastic all the way around. It's got some really nice holographics.
Hmm.
Republic of Gamers, really nice vent on the back for airflow.
It's got RGB done it, doesn't it?
It
Yeah.
does on
Yeah.
the joysticks itself. I
Yeah.
don't believe
You might
anywhere else, unless
say
I
do
haven't
you
found out
you
how to
might
turn
have
it
a
off.
photo of it, but
Yeah,
look at that top down view. Wow.
very nice. So you're looking. Not a lot of things have a headphone jack all the way to the left.
See that
Mini
there.
SD card, that PCI
Mhm.
port we're going to talk about. Then your USB-C charging, volume up, volume down, power, and whatever
Your
the other one
triggers.
is.
Triggers and your bumps, right?
Oh, battery and
Oh
working.
yeah.
Yep, yep,
Oh,
yep.
I see right there. And the SD card, if everybody's not familiar, it's the same on the Steam Deck and other. Do you load up ROMs on this bad boy
Oh yeah,
and
yep.
play old school? Like you have 5,000 some
And
odd games,
I've
Brian
got
gave you.
those all on there, and I think arguably it worked way better, easier than the Steam Deck.
That's good to know. Because now this is running Windows, everybody.
It is, yes.
This one is
So
running
it's a
Windows stuff.
full-blown Windows computer.
Windows 11, if I remember
Yep.
correctly.
So here's
Oh, there's
this
the
little
jig. Okay.
jig, as I call it. So it's got two little pieces
Nice.
of tape on the underside of that yellow. It sticks right to your screen. It gives you a fit guide,
Mhm.
and it's so awesome and easy to put on the screen protector.
Those are so much better. I'm glad they do that now
Yeah.
because, dude, I need to meditate before I put these stupid screen protectors on
Oh yeah.
anymore. Oh, geez. So,
And then it
what
comes
is
with
that?
this little desktop stand. I think I have it in
Oh,
here in a minute.
you do. I saw a picture.
It's
There.
it's a piece of cardboard, but whatever.
That's
Yeah, it's nice.
interesting. Okay, that's
So
cool.
it's a very nice unit. I'm trying to keep it clean. I'm gonna maybe buy a rubber skin to go on the outside of it here in a
Yeah.
little bit.
You could also, yeah, do a vinyl wrap.
Oh,
Like, you know, I did
now I
mine.
would want you to put that on there.
Oh, dude, if it's anything like it was tough getting it on my Steam
Yeah.
Deck all around the corner, so it ain't perfect. So
But it's a beautiful machine. I don't know the exact weight, but it is lighter, I think, than the Steam Deck. I would have to
yeah.
look that
Oh,
up.
there's that RGB, bro. Look at
Yep.
that.
And then the RGB on the left stick, right stick start glowing and pulsating as you're charging. It's really cool.
I thought, didn't the light go around in circles
Hmm.
or something
Yeah.
like that? That's
I
what I
sent
thought.
you a video, but it
You
didn't
did.
turn out well on here. I
Yeah.
don't think it's in here.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Look at it. It's
Yeah.
changing colors. All right. So you got the boot up. Oh, it should jump right into your footage.
Yeah. If you want to back up one, we won't.
Yep.
Well, we're already showing it.
It's fine. I can go
So
back to it.
one of the first games I tried was Star Wars, Lego Star Wars Galaxy. It's running great. So right now it's running about 40, 50 frames per second. A little bit slower than my desktop, but I understand that this is a handheld. And this is on battery power. This is not charged. They said if you plug it into the wall,
It might be a little
and
faster.
my light
Yeah.
went out. I don't know why, so I'm a little
Oh,
darker.
no worries. You're good. Go on.
uh, if you plug it in the wall, you get better. So the way this thing works is it has a silent, performance, and turbo mode, and
Okay.
that's different wattages on there. ROG or Asus has set this up. So the turbo mode is going to make your CPU, GPU, all that run at top peak
Mm-hmm.
performance, but
Yep.
it's also going to suck the life out of your battery.
Gotcha.
So my understanding right now, I haven't messed with a lot, is I get about 40 minutes of Lego Star Wars on
Okay.
straight battery life.
Okay.
I don't know that that's a good thing, but I should
I've
be
not
near an outlet somewhere, I
I've
think.
not actually played it played Lego Star Wars on my Steam Deck. So, I don't know comparatively, if that's what that is. And it depends on what your settings are too,
It
right?
is.
Like,
And
yeah.
I need to back up because I jumped ahead too much. I first played Lego Star Wars and it ran 5 frames per second. I
Yeah,
thought,
you were worried. I bet
oh
you were
my
worried. Yeah.
gosh, is this thing terrible? I'm going to turn this back. But I looked up the internet, very handy, and it said the touchscreen on the ROG Ally forces Lego Star Wars, and I think that's the only one so far, Lego Star Wars to act terribly. I don't know what the issue is. It's a bug there.
But once you
But
turn that off, it
once
was
I
good,
turned
right?
that off and restarted it, oh my gosh. Whew,
Yeah. It looks like
I
it's
was
running really
worried.
smooth. It
It's
looks
running
great.
very smooth, yep.
Okay.
So, right, like I said, 40 to 50, sometimes 60 frames per second.
Okay. Very cool. I'm gonna click on the next one here.
Yeah. And this is just more video of
More
that.
footage, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is captured directly from the device, right?
I believe just similar to your Xbox, that's how it's recording
Okay.
through Game Pass Share or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, there's the interface screen.
So this is actually, and make sure I say the name of it, Armor. I believe the name of it's Asus Armor. So this is your setup for all your different things. You can see the logos.
Oh.
I have Star Wars Fallen Order on EA. Epic Games is Lego.
Oh, I see the
Steam
icons.
Deck is the Shredder's Revenge. All
So
that.
the stored launchers in the lower left
Mhm.
corner of the oh,
And
so
it
this is their version.
optimizes the game that you're playing.
That's pretty awesome,
Yep.
honestly. I hate on Windows on handhelds, guys. If you go back,
Yeah.
and I still have strong feelings about it. However, I'm going to be clear. I've not personally messed with them, so this is my first chance even seeing how Asus, for example, handles pulling all these together. I really like that these
Yeah.
different storefronts can be in here. This is cool. This is awesome.
So this is going to be your landing page for everything. In the top left there, you see I'm kind of on the games folder. Settings folder does
Mhm.
your silent performance and what did I say?
Ultra or
Whatever the name of it is. Yeah.
the quality, whatever. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Turbo, that's it.
Turbo
It's
mode. That's
silent performance turbo.
Gotcha.
And then some other settings.
Mhm.
I think you can go to the next one.
Cool. I'll go next one. Oh, it's a screen grab.
Oh, screen grab. Yep. So this was Star Wars Jedi,
Night.
and I'm gonna
Jedi Survivor.
thank you.
Yeah, love this game.
It ran great. So it freaked me out at first because during the opening credits, it was saying I was getting 2,200 frames per second.
Holy! What was
But then it slowed down to 60. So it runs at a great 60 frames per second. I only saw it dip to like 58, 57, but 60 frames a second, no problem. No issue. Now, it is a battery hog. And I
Yeah,
think
it's a
that's the issue
triple A
I'm going to
title.
have is
Yeah,
knowing what mode to use. Turbo mode, I should just use on battery. Here's some in-game footage.
yeah. I'm
And
trying to
it
see right
looks
now.
the same as the video. I don't think it upscales it for us. It looks just like that.
Yeah,
And it works amazing.
yeah. For some reason, the video recorded is smaller. But what do you know if you were running at medium on this game, high? What were you running at?
I think I was running performance because my battery was getting low. You saw the last
It
screen, I was at like
it.
40%.
But the thing is, the texture and the lighting still looks so good.
Yeah,
I mean, look at that.
it looks
Just
great.
oh
So
wow.
those are the only ones that I've pushed so far on it. Of course, I've played some Super Nintendo, Sega, stuff like that. I've got my emulators all set up.
I was gonna say, how's emulation with it?
I think emulation is easier because if you remember right, MU Deck for the Steam Deck, I
Yep.
think I've talked about that a lot. That's kind of the way to get it on the Linux system.
Hmm.
Now, MU Deck also works for uh, Steam OS or Steam, the game client, if that makes
Yep.
sense.
Yep.
So I
Yep.
downloaded MU Deck. It helped me get all my stuff organized. And then it downloaded, or it had me download a thing to my Steam library,
Gotcha.
if that makes sense. I'm
Cool.
kind of rambling on here, but
No, you're good. So, what's
just
your
kind of,
impressions? Yeah.
yeah, I was going to sum up that it is working great. I'm sure there's going to be some issues with Windows and maybe some bugs because you have told me, and I believe it, that Windows isn't really streamlined to work on such a small device, maybe, or as a
Correct.
gaming station.
Yeah. It's not.
But
It
I'm
doesn't.
very, very
Yeah.
happy with it.
It does, and I'm sure that Republic of Gamers did some tweakings and work with Microsoft. Uh, Windows is a full blown desktop operating
Yeah.
system, so that means it's not as efficient with memory. I'm curious. You've only had this like what, 2 days, 3
Yeah,
days?
not very long. I got it Thursday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you
so
haven't
yeah,
you haven't put it through its paces fully yet. I'm
no.
curious about your battery life. Once you get your settings dialed in. But here's the cool thing, everybody. If he decides that he's just not loving Windows for whatever, I sent him the setup thing. He can put Steam OS on this
Oh
and
yeah.
basically it becomes a Steam Deck at that point. I mean,
I think the issue right now that I like, not an issue, the thing I like that won't make me switch yet is all the different libraries, and they're so easy in that
yep,
Asus onboard app called Armory or whatever.
yep,
I'm saying that wrong.
yep.
So,
That is a massive convenience factor that you're not going to get with Steam Deck because they don't want competitor stores on their devices. So
which
you are
makes
right.
sense. Yeah.
Now, there are softwares, but they're third-party softwares that are not like formally supported by Valve that you can put on there to get Epic games to run all that. But I can definitely see with this being a Windows device, way easier, way easier. You were talking about that port at the top. Walk us through that. What next to the USB? I'm gonna try to find that top view. What is that? And here it is. This guy right here.
Yeah, it's let me see what it says here.
PCI,
It's a
PCIe,
XGM port.
XGM. Is that what I
So
think it's for? Is that for an external video card?
it is, yes. So
Ah.
this is kind of a proprietary PCIe port, I believe, as Asus calls it, for
Hmm.
an external graphics card. The one that they recommend right now is the 4060, but it's just like sitting at $1,000,
It's
and I might as
expensive.
well, looking straight at my desktop here,
Put it in your
just play a
desktop.
game on my desktop. Yep.
Exactly.
I believe they have it on their laptops and their desktops as well. This PCI port.
The advantage, though, is that some people have opted for these handheld devices to be their primary daily driver for gaming. They may not have a gaming PC, they
Yeah.
may not have a gaming laptop. So the idea is if they want to have the same quality of graphics, but they don't have a desktop like Doug or whatever, they can then buy that external video card, use that port, and then get the same value because you can plug this bad boy into a television monitor and essentially you could Bluetooth an Xbox controller to it. This could be your full blown gaming PC,
hmm
right?
If you want to pull up, I've dropped the website
Yeah,
into the chat,
yeah.
and we'll take a look at this thing.
Let me get
I
this
have
thing.
no plans of getting this because I have a desktop, and it'd be a lot more to carry around. So this supports up to an NVIDIA 5090. Actually, it's got a Thunderbolt 5 port.
Let me get this share
Some
changed here.
HDMI. It's got display ports. It's got SD card readers, power connectors. So it's docking station basically for a graphics card and your computer.
There you go. That's what this bad boy looks like. Look at that. That'd be a beast to carry. Although if you have a backpack, I don't know. It might not be too
And
bad.
it interests me. It's interesting to me that this is not on the ROG Ally X, their sequel to the ROG Ally that I currently have right here.
And if everybody's wondering, the ROG Ally X just has a faster processor. That's it.
Yeah,
It's
mine is
clocked.
running great. So.
It's clocked a little bit higher. That's about it. Now, this same thing that he's showing here, the ROG Ally X Mobile, the external video card, this could also be plugged into a laptop. So it's not just meant for handhelds. It could be used for a laptop as well. So yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So I mean, overall, what are your plans for? How are you going to put this thing through its paces? And what are your next thoughts on what you want to test next and stuff?
Yeah, I think I really need to see what kind of battery life to expect. But most of the places I go, I don't really, I glamp. I don't camp. I go glamping. So I should have a power outlet next to me. Hotels, my house here, I
But you can
should
have a
have.
battery pack too, right? You can
Mhm.
plug into, yeah.
And there's some really nice ones that make a case where the
Mhm.
battery pack will just hook
Oh,
into a bracket on the back.
well, that's pretty
So
cool.
that'd be
That's
another
cool.
option. The battery's the only thing that worries me. The games are running great.
Mhm.
I need to try, they always say Cyberpunk Starfield really
Oh,
trigger it. So I need to
dude,
try those.
Starfield would be
But
great.
the Jedi Knight is running great. The Lego Star Wars is running great.
And all your emulation's been great, right?
Yes, it's been awesome. Other than trying to find some OSs
What do you
or
mean by that? Oh,
not OS,
ROMs?
ROMs. Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Wait. You got to hook up on ROMs, man. If you're
No, what
missing
am I trying to
ROMs,
think of? The
the
firmware,
BIOS,
like the BIOS.
the BIOS, yeah.
BIOS.
Oh,
My
yeah.
brain's not working today.
Hey,
Other
no
than trying
worries.
to find some BIOS for some certain systems,
That
it's
can
been running great.
that can be really tricky too because it's frustrating. You get a ROM and then it won't launch. In the BIOS, by the way, if people don't know, it's almost like it's a file that has instructions to tell it how to decode the ROM so that it runs the game properly.
Yeah.
And certain systems got very picky about that whenever they emulated them, so it can be kind of sticky.
So I would say with the current games in Steam and Epic and all that, along with my emulated games, I'm probably sitting at about 600 to 800 games.
Yeah, plenty to play is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's got a 512 SD or SSD.
How's that storage doing for you?
It's I've only got 90 gigs left. But I've got some
But
really big titles on there, and my thought is,
you can
play the
upgrade it.
game, beat it, and switch it out with something else.
But if you wanted to, this thing is upgradable. It's an M.2 storage. You could just
I
like this.
believe it's soldered to the motherboard.
No.
I believe it is. I'll have to look. Let me see.
Because
We're gonna answer this online here.
here, I'll tell you what, guys, because I know back when he was looking at the Legion Go, I swear I researched it for him, and the Legion could be upgraded. I'm gonna say this, Doug. I'm not knocking your hardware. If you can't upgrade the M.2, that's a misstep because that means their competitor can. I think you can.
Maybe it was something else we looked at. This says you can.
See, I told you. I thought so.
Uh,
Look, I don't see them releasing this as a competitive device to the OG Steam Deck and not giving that capability.
I think the issue that comes is you'll need to reinstall Windows from scratch.
Whoopity-doo.
And ROG, I'm actually going to bookmark this page. It tells you how to do it.
Yeah, dude, I bet you can. If you could do it on the Legion Go, you could do it on this.
Yeah.
So, and if yes, so if you needed a terabyte, 2 terabyte, 4 terabyte, you could do it. You could easily do it.
Perfect.
Just
so yeah,
order it on Amazon.
Simple instructions right there.
There you go. So you have an option for expandability, which is great. Now, let me ask you this: with everything, do you think you're going to lean more towards using this for your function, playing AAA titles, or earlier? The reason why I'm asking, I have found on my Steam Deck, and maybe it's because I have a PC, I don't play AAA titles on the go.
Yeah,
like I don't play the big ones. I want to play those in my living room, right? What I do play, I play indie games like Dave the Diver. Dredge. Those are so suited for on the go mobile. And then I do all my emulation. That is why I'm in love with my Steam Deck because it handles them so well. What is your thinking on? I mean, you have time, when you're lounging or when you're traveling. What's your go-to? Are you a AAA mobile gamer? Do you vacillate back and forth between both, or are you more like indie game, retro gaming? What's your take on use for this?
Well, I think with all these stores, they save your progress in the cloud. So I would focus if I'm trying to just cram one game out, like get from start to finish, I would have it on both. But I think I'm with you. I will try lesser known title, not lesser known title, but not the AAA stuff. I've got Dave the Diver. I just found I'm drawing a blank. The Limbo. Okay,
Oh, Limbo's
you
great.
told me about Limbo.
Oof,
I also
so good.
found Epic was giving away Deliver at all costs for free. It looks like the
Oh,
old
you do have
school
that.
Paperboy on
Yeah.
steroids.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. I need
Yeah.
to grab I need to grab that one.
Firewatch, never played that. Moving on up, Dredge. So there's a lot of awesome titles there.
Yeah.
And that right there is taking up my entire hard drive. If it that tells you anything.
Well, you have Mass Effect on the did you install 1, 2, and 3, or did you
Well,
just do
that
1?
one, the Legendary Edition, I believe, has all three in it.
Dude, that is a massive my advice,
So that is taking up
uh,
most of my
if
room.
you're playing part 1, uninstall 2 and 3, man,
Yeah.
because you don't those are 3 games that are huge
Yeah.
alone. So, yeah, you definitely take that off. That'll give you some storage.
Sweet. I will
You
do
don't
that.
need all those on there. So, man, this is exciting. One thing I will note, if you look on the front of this thing, there was leaked footage of the ROG, I believe another ally.
Rogue
And if you
Ally
guys
2 is the name of it at the moment.
and if you remember, with it right here on the left-hand side, do you remember what button there was on there?
Yep.
What was
Uh,
that button?
Microsoft button, wasn't it?
I think it was Microsoft or just Steam button. It was one or
Oh,
the
there
other.
was a Steam
No, no,
mouse pad, right?
uh,
We're getting
no,
confused here.
no. I remember, dude. Sorry, it's been a long day, everybody. It was an Xbox button
Yeah, that's what I
because
thought.
when you hit it, you were right the first time. Because when you hit it, it takes you to Game Pass, and everybody was freaking out because the idea is that technically their partnership with Republic of Gamers will yield a portable Xbox.
Yeah.
That's really what they're saying. Like that because you can stream and you can install locally. So it isn't just a Steam device because you're getting your games on this bad boy from Steam. Now, I would argue this: you have Windows 11 on this, right?
I do.
You probably already could. You don't need a button for your Xbox if you had that, right? You actually probably could just launch the Xbox app from Windows and go into your games
Oh,
right now
yeah.
because you're running Windows. But where it's unique is if you're going to be using like Steam OS or any of those kinds of things, you're bringing Xbox into it. So,
Yeah.
all right, man, this is
Yeah.
exciting. I'm
Yeah.
excited for you.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to hearing more about it. Looking forward to seeing how this pans out for you. And it's so funny right now. We're on that edge of the Switch 2 launch, right? And so mobile gaming is really becoming a thing. And so I think it's so funny. Everybody's getting really excited about the Switch coming out, and you're excited about your toy here that you have. But it's a similar type of gaming experience because it's gaming on the go, right?
Absolutely. I like the Switch concept, but I don't like the fact that Nintendo is on their own little island. It's a great island. It's an amazing island, but it's
'Cause
their own
yeah,
little island
they have
where they don't
exclusives.
allow others to play well with them at all.
Yeah, yet because
Yet,
remember they're
yeah.
talking Halo may come to it. There's a lot of games coming to. So I think they're slowly lowering that. I don't ever think they're going to go full on in. But they are allowing other launch titles. I think there's a chance that GTA might end up on the Switch at some point.
So I'm gonna throw a shout out real quick to Joe and Matt, two of our buddies, for Halo. I hate Halo. I don't like playing Halo. I don't like laser swords out of nowhere. I rage quit every time, and I'll end with that.
Wasn't your jam.
It was not.
Yeah, no, I played a lot of Halo my day. I honestly,
But I never
and
had it back in the day back then. Yeah.
oh, you didn't.
No.
So to me, it was about what I remember enjoying the most about Halo was specifically Halo 2. I love the cooperative play, split screen to when you're going through the story mode together. I
Oh,
love that.
no, I did like that. Yeah.
I love the Halo story. Yeah, I did tons of multiplayer. I wasn't I would not say I was great at it by any means, but I've never been like great at a lot of those kinds of things. I'm a big story guy, you know. Now don't get me wrong, I've played quite a few. I mean, you and I, we've played Aliens, we played ourselves in, you know, World War Z, all that kind of stuff. So I've played my share of them, but I would definitely not. I wouldn't brag about being some awesome dude at it because I'm
Yeah.
not. But no, man, that is an awesome score on your part. I'm glad it came in. I'm glad you're having fun with it. You're
Yeah.
back in the mobile game just in time for you
Yeah.
to have your summer with your travel and anything else that you have
Mhm.
going
A
on.
lot of trips
Uh,
coming up. Yep.
I'm looking forward to hearing more about like what the experience is like for you comparative to what you have with your Steam Deck. And you know, already the feedback that you've given about you love the ease and accessibility of the Windows, which you're already used to Windows. So you already said the setup was super easy, right? I mean, out the
Yeah, and
box and everything.
the right joystick, I have to look up what the left click button is, but the right joystick is your mouse cursor. And for the most part, it runs really, really well. So the Steam Deck has the little trackpad,
Touchpads, yeah.
touchpads. I've
Yeah.
hated touchpads, but they
Mhm.
made theirs very nice.
They did. I
And
like
this is a
theirs.
good replication of that. You know, you click in the stick for the mouse click.
Mhm.
So it's been very nice and very easy to navigate. I haven't had to I thought I was gonna get frustrated and have to hook a real mouse to it, but I haven't had to do that.
That's good.
And I've
That's
done
a
tons of setup. You know how when you
yeah,
get
oh
a new
yeah.
PC, you got tons of stuff to do?
Oh yeah.
It's been very nice,
That's a great nod
along
to
with the
bigger
touchscreen.
screen. Well, that's really awesome. That's
Yeah.
really good. Unless you're playing Legos.
Unless you're playing Legos, turn the screen off, fix the bug, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, everybody, that's going to wrap up season number 3, episode number 18. We want to thank you, first of all, for always joining us. We want to thank you as an amazing community, all the people we've been able to meet, being able
Yep.
to share the things that we love. And the community keeps growing, and we love it. We also appreciate you all being patient on the hiatus. We are back. And we have some incredible stuff that we're working on. Trust me, for you, it won't be the norm all the time of like our stand. We'll go back to our standard format, I'm sure soon, but we've got some pretty cool stuff that's cooking here. Outside of that, Doug, bring us on home, my friend.
Yeah, I think the main thing is we don't want to get stagnant. We want you guys
Yeah.
to be excited about what's coming next week, what's coming the week after that. So we're trying to give you nice, good, awesome content. Let's not just do the news all the time. Sometimes the news is boring. Let's do great content like this is a pickup. We don't have too many pickups. You had a physical pickup with your minifigs. I had a
Mhm.
physical pickup with my ROG Ally. So cool stuff like that. Thank you all for watching very much. And we're going to try to keep giving you fresh content that you're interested in and that you know that we love because we're big nerds and geeks. And
We want to share the nerd love,
yeah,
man. So check us out on our socials. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and also check out our website. My website. We have a merch store. We have all kinds of cool stuff you can check out. So
yep.
yeah, we appreciate everybody. We want to thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next week. Stay nerdy.
See ya.